Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today on this Friday show here with Dr. Cameron Brownlee and Dr. Natalia Brownlee. Thank you guys for being with us today. I'm Brad Thomas from Brevard Insurance, and we're glad you could join us as well. So here we're at the beautiful Lotus Path Health and Wellness Center with these two great folks that provide chiropractic care here at the center. And we love to talk to folks out in the community with this live show, people that are having events, our small businesses, and especially our healthcare practitioners here in the community, to let you know what's available and how they kind of operate. I have the great opportunity and honor to know these folks on a personal level as they work here with my wife, but they do a really great job, and they have great processes, and the way that they treat people is just amazing. So Dr. Natalia is originally from
Puerto Rico.
Very good. And Dr. Cameron?
From Michigan originally.
Michigan. Is that a Michigan or Michigan State fan in there?
Well, I was raised an OSU fan, and then I betrayed my family and went to University of Michigan.
Okay.
So it's a fun little rivalry.
Good. No, you won't get any hate as a not being an OSU fan from us, that's for sure. All right, so it sounds like both of you have, before you went to chiropractic school, you had some background in biology, microbiology, in the kind of those sciences.
Mm-hmm.
How did that lead you into chiropractic?
Well, I think we both went to school thinking we were going to do medicine, and then we figured out that that wasn't our path. We wanted to do a little bit more natural. According to my experiences with my doctors, and Dr. Cameron was a microbiologist, and I just decided that chiropractic, I wanted to use my hands. I wanted to help people hands-on. I didn't want to be behind a desk, and I just followed that path, and I fell in love with it. I just went head-on.
A similar story for me. I was volunteering at the hospital and doing research in a medical research lab there, and really enjoyed the process, really enjoyed the academia of it, but realized that the initial premise was that we were looking to fix something that was already broken, and I realized that my natural capacity to connect with people and be proactive and positive was a little different, not quite aligned with that model that I was practicing in. So somehow chiropractic stumbled upon my computer, and the more I learned about the philosophy, the more I got into it.
That's cool. Great. And then you guys are a husband and wife team, and you guys met at the chiropractic school, is that correct?
Yep.
Today is our anniversary, actually, of the day. Well,
we met
2015.
Yeah.
Long story.
Kind of long story.
But when we started dating was today, and we met at school. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we met at school about a year out from ending the program.
Okay.
Fell in love, graduated together, moved here together, started practice together, and got married all within a year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a whirlwind ride of our experience, but we made it, and we're grounded, and we're here now.
Awesome. And you guys together, you started Shine Family Chiropractic. And so I know there's a lot of different modalities and ways that people do things in every walk of natural healing and holistic, but kind of talk about what you guys do that is a little different than a traditional chiropractor, or your approach to things.
Well, I would say first thing, we take our time with people. We take about 15 to 20 minutes depending on the person. We really like to listen to the body, and not everybody needs the same thing, so we do a lot of different things on the table we'll show later. And the other thing that I would say that we're a little bit different, we're nervous system specific, so we are actually trying to see what balances your body and what feels good, instead of just pressuring here and doing an adjustment there just because we want it to move, as more specific to the brain and the nervous system.
Yeah, so, kind of just going off of that, there's a lot of different inputs we can put into the nervous system, right? It's not just, moving a bone to hear a noise. It's about listening to the body and testing the body and asking it questions and saying, hey, do you want this instrument adjustment here? Do you want a drop here? Are you ready for is the system open for something a little bit more structural of an input, I think that honoring of the human body and where somebody is at in their life journey I think that's really what kind of sets us apart in a lot of ways.
That's great. And you guys are very active on Instagram. Thank
Yes,
you.
we're taking a break, but we're back.
That's her.
I think it's great because you highlight some of the different groups that you might treat. Like I noticed a lot, you have a lot of pregnant ladies that come, and then also newborns. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So I fell in love with prenatal care. We see a lot of pregnant moms, and then we see their babies. And Dr. Cameron is certifying in pediatrics. So he sees most of the kids, but we see everybody here, from grandparents to dads, kids, babies, newborn. I saw a 2-day-old newborn the other day, and yeah,
we're getting a lot more like 3-generation families, which is exciting. So grandparents, parents, and then the kids as well. And it's just a really filling experience. I think for us as practitioners and for the families, just for everybody to get their nervous systems checked and make sure everybody's developing and hitting their milestones as they go through the growing process.
That's great and exciting for you guys. So not just chiropractic, but there's some other services you offer. And talk about the lifestyle coaching that you.
I struggled with an autoimmune condition in the past, and I started doing a new protocol, and I fell in love with it. It's called the autoimmune protocol. And then after that, I certified myself as being an autoimmune protocol coach, and then I noticed that I'm really into helping people and guiding people with their entire lifestyle. So I help people create some small changes, just very small changes, slowly to start seeing changes in their body. So for example, people with endometriosis, lupus, or RA, they come to me and they're asking me, what can I do? I've been doing this medical model and it's helping, but I need like a little boost. So I help them with everything, with sleep, what they drink, what they eat, and it's just a coaching, and they come as much as they need it.
That's great. And then also, Dr. Cameron last year published a book, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So it's near and dear to my heart. It's my little book baby. It's 1-year anniversary was last week Friday.
Okay.
And the book is called True Self, the Clarity Strategy, and it's all about being present in real-time consciousness and at peace in your body. And I talk about physiological peace, so like having the parasympathetic nervous system activated and basically the consciousness that's associated with that. So when we're at peace in our body, when we're present with our mind, we can fall into listening to consciousness and a higher will that's kind of calling us to be in the present moment. So it's a little bit of everything. There's a little poetry in there, there's a little science, and a little spirituality, a little bit of everything for people.
Breath work
Practices as well. Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Well, I can definitely attest. I have been adjusted, and our family has been adjusted by both of these practitioners. They do a great job. They definitely take care in your body and your care. And so I think we're going to have a little demonstration just to give the viewers a little touch of what might happen if you come to see Dr. Cameron. I almost said Captain America.
Big Marvel fan.
Wow.
On point.
Yeah. Dr. Natalia and Dr. Cameron. And so we'll kind of get in position for that and see kind of how they work.
Well, welcome back. We have Mrs. Brad portraying our pregnant mother later on in her pregnancy, and Dr. Natalia here is going to show what a Webster chiropractic adjustment looks like. That is the technique that both Dr. Natalia and myself are certified in, and it's really specific to pregnant moms and helping pelvic alignment and nerve flow and all of these great things.
Great.
So we're going to have Brad with his pregnant belly lay on the pregnancy pillow right here.
Okay. I guess the belly goes in the...
The belly goes in there. That's how our mamas come here. And then, yes, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna be showing you the first thing that we do. You were gonna narrate.
First thing that she's gonna do, she's checking the leg length, And what that tells us isn't necessarily whether or not one leg is longer versus the other, but whether or not there's more tension on one side. And now she's pushing up and she's testing the leg lag and seeing which side has more resistance.
That would be the right side. For video purposes, I'm gonna go on the left. Great, so next thing. You can keep there.
Yeah, next thing that she's gonna do
I'm
is
not gonna do it,
she found her side that she's gonna adjust based on listening to the body, and she is going to adjust the sacrum with the drop. So she would use the drop piece right there to adjust that SI joint.
I would be doing a force right here. And then,
Of course, we asked the body again, you know, did you like that body? Is the resistance better?
obviously it's not right now,
It,
but
it would be
with an
if we had
adjustment.
actually done it. Yeah, right.
Great. And then I'm gonna be
Now what she's doing is what we call a piriformis sweep. This is an external hip rotator muscle that tends to get tight in pregnancy.
Yeah, mine seems very tight.
It's a little tight on Brad. Then the next thing, I'm not gonna do it, but I'll explain. We look for a ligament that is between your sit bone and your sacrum, your tailbone, and we put a little bit of pressure there that's gonna help with all the tension in the back.
So all of these, just to reiterate, are different inputs that we can put into the nervous system, whether we're adjusting the bone, whether we're releasing muscle tension, or whether or not we're doing a hold on a ligament. This is allowing the mom's pelvis to open up and have better nerve flow to help with the pregnancy process and ultimately the birth process.
Yes, and then we would go lay on our back, and usually we tell them to go on all fours and take it slow because we know belly's heavy. Great, thank you. We're gonna turn around. This is exactly how they come in, okay? You're gonna turn around.
So go face up on the table.
Oh, Katie's having too much fun with this over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, your head goes in.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, great. We're not gonna do this one, but we usually check for the pubic bone. There might be a misalignment tiny that's a really small joint, and we use either our hand and do like a little adjustment, or we use the activator, which is this tool. I'll be right back. Which is this clicker. It's very gentle. And yes, after that, what do we do?
Next, she is checking for the round ligament. So there's a ligament that attaches to the uterus. It's a myofascial ligament.
I'm gonna assume I don't have one of those.
No,
Brad
you
does
don't.
not have one of those in his real anatomy, but for the purpose here, she'll put it around roughly where it would be. And it's just a hold, just like the other ligament on the backside. So what we're doing is we're checking the front side of the pelvis too. Nerves go all throughout the body, backside and front side. So it'd be kind of silly just to check the back. We probably should check the front side too.
Right there. And then, this is gonna be interesting. I'm going to do a check where I check for length in their arms, and it's just telling me if there's any tightness on one side. So Brad, you're gonna put your hands like this. We're gonna come back here, and I'll show you. Gotta bend your elbows. They're just a little bit on his left side, so we're just gonna. Sorry.
So the left, so that test showed that there's more tension on the left side of his body. And what that is indicating is that he has left side psoas tension. That's a deep hip flexor muscle on the front of the pelvis there. So then what Dr. Natalia would do is release that deep flexor muscle to help open up the pelvis on the front even more.
Right, and I'm gonna do this side for camera's sake. So how I do it, there's many ways of doing this. You can lean this one and then bend this one a little bit. I usually go into the pelvis bone right here, and that's where that muscle attaches. I'm not gonna do it on Brad because it might be sore on him. And I press on the muscle and I start moving the leg like this just to release the tension in there. We're very gentle, we're far away from baby. We're literally in this bone right here.
And that's more or less kind of how a pregnancy specific Webster adjustment would go. We would obviously check the rest of the nervous system and the rest of the body. We tend to be more conservative with hyperactivating the nervous system because we want mama's body to be really nice and peaceful and open. We always like to check the upper cervical area as well because the peace, rest, and digest parasympathetic nerves come out from the top of the neck as well.
Yes, so after that we would check the rest of the spine, especially the neck, and see if there's any subluxation. We're very gentle. We either use the activator or we use our hands with very specific forces and loving adjustments.
Yay. Hi. Hi. How you doing, Brad?
Great. Guys, thanks for watching this day. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, reach out to us, and we will see you next time.
Video and claims next week.
And get ready. There's a great video on claims coming out. You're not going to want to miss that. All right. Take care.